Alright guys, let's review Night of the Living Dead from 1990, and this is actually a first watch. I have not seen the Tom Savini Night of the Living Dead before. I had seen all of the Romero movies before, and I've seen the Dawn remake, and those are the ones I consider the most, like, connected, even though those two remakes I mentioned are connected, the Romero ones. But those are the only films I've seen in the Night of the Living Dead films. I haven't really seen all the ones that are like off-brand ones, like Day of the Dead 2 or stuff like that. But Night of the Living Dead 1990, directed by Tom Savini, which is really cool. I really like that because you can tell with his effects that he did do this movie. And he did a really good job directing it too. The way that you look at it from having it feel like a love letter to the original movie, this one really follows it very closely, and I think that it really is effective with having the movie very similar to the original. The opening, I think, is really effective between Johnny and Barbara, like the original. And Johnny's played by Bill Moseley. That's pretty funny. But he gets killed, of course, like in the original movie. And then Barbara has this big extended sequence where her character is like in the car. Zombies try to get her in there. Then the car, she pulls the brake on because they're going to get her because they're breaking into the window. So then she slams into a tree, and then she runs all the way down to the house. And I thought that it had a cool extended, like, suspense moment with her, and I thought that was really effective. And of course, there at the house, she meets Ben, who Tony Todd plays in this version, and that is a real match made in heaven right there. Honestly, Tony Todd really is fantastic in this role, and also Barbara is fantastic as well, Patricia Tallman. But Ben, Tony Todd, he truly sells this performance, and he really has a really fantastic presence in the movie, like Tony Todd usually always does. He's just such a great actor that he really gives off a great performance in this, like he usually does. And Patricia Tallman as Barbara is this real badass character, and it felt like that was the only big change besides the ending that they really wanted to change up from the original 1968 movie, because Barbara in the original one, while I don't mind her, she just kind of freaked out and didn't do much. And in this one, this character is anything but passive. She is doing all the work. Like, she is the badass. And I really like that and appreciate that. And I like how, even though it's different, it's not like they're saying, oh, it's horrible in the original. They're just saying that this is their iteration. This is how they're going to do it with this character. So I really appreciated that. But I like, too, that this character was a weak character, too, in a way where just because you're a fighter doesn't mean you don't get into situations where you're scared. And I like that she is a scared character, but she is a fighter. She is a strong character. And I think that she works very well. Both her and Ben are very great characters, and they both play off of each other very well. So I really like that. And the rest of the story is pretty much the same up until the ending. So I'm not really going to say much about the rest of the story. Like, you've got the guy and his wife and the daughter downstairs, and of course the daughter kills the mother, and then you've got all the zombies trying to break in, and it's very similar now to the original movie, so there's not much else to say about the middle portion of the movie. Besides the gore effects are good, and it does feel way more modern. And this is from 1990, but it looks like it could have been made today. Like, just still how it was filmed, it looks like it would have been made to this day, and I really appreciate that as well. And also having it not in black and white, I thought would have been a negative, because I love how the original is so effective in black and white, and this one isn't. But this one works so well on its own behalf. And the ending of the movie, where Ben, instead of Ben getting shot down and killed while being normal in the original movie, in this one Ben turns into a zombie, and then he gets shot and killed. So it feels like it's not, like, it's weird, because the original, it's horrible that Ben just gets shot down and killed like that, because I think he's a zombie, and it's so tragic. And in this one, I guess it is tragic too, in a different way, where Ben is turned into a zombie, and like he's too far gone, and they've got to kill him. So I do like both versions. I do appreciate that with the Ben character, even though this one's different. I appreciate it being different, and I liked how it felt a different sort of sympathy for the character whenever he gets killed. So I really like the difference between the two. And overall, this one to me really was a great remake, and it's one that really stood out to me in terms of how it was filmed, the gore, the characters, the performances. I think that those really work, and the cinematography is really great too. I like how dire and bleak it is, and I like the fact that, again, I said this before, it looks like it is a movie that would have been made now with how it was shot, and I really love that. I love that this looks like it's kind of a timeless movie in a way, because I just watched this for the first time in 2019, and it still looks like it's a movie that could have been made today with what they used on the cameras and everything. So I really like that. And this is just a really solid, great remake that really, to me, is maybe one of the best ones, like remakes to originals. Like this one is very close to the original. While being different, it has a lot of great things that upgrade it, but make it keep the charm of the original, but be different and unique at the same time. So I really like the Night of the Living Dead remake. This was a really great time. Really enjoyed it. I'm so glad I finally got to see it. So tell me down below what you think of 1990s Night of the Living Dead. And thank you guys so much for watching.